Well, Kodak Black
Oh, Jesus.
has been busted for cocaine.
No. I thought you was going to say reading a book.
He was found asleep in his car in traffic. When they tried to arrest him, he tried to swallow a mouthful of cocaine. I wish, I wonder if the actual footage is going to come out of this. See, Kodak shove a bunch of cocaine in his mouth.
To be honest, based on the interview I saw him do with Drink Champs, I think he swallowed a bunch of cocaine then.
Well, someone actually brought this up recently on social media. Is Kodak Black this generation's DMX?
Dude, that's as absurd as when you made the statement that Kodak Black was this generation's James Brown.
Look, I'm not talking about what your preference is.
The answer's no.
Listen.
The answer's no.
Listen. Number one, Kodak has a massive following when it comes to his music. He does huge stadiums, sold out shows.
That doesn't move me.
Doesn't matter if it moves you or not. I'm saying it moves people, right? So there's a lot of people very emotionally invested into Kodak Black. You may not like his music and you may like DMX's music. I get it. It's two different types of hip hop. One doesn't work well with the other. I get it. But what I'm saying is, not only does he have a huge following, but he's constantly going to jail, constantly having
that's what you're making the comparison.
Well, it's a huge artist who's constantly getting in trouble and constantly has drug issues.
Yeah, I wouldn't throw that word artist around so loosely. It's not artistry. It's a Raid Roach who's rapping.
Okay. But I mean, other than that though.
Let me tell you something, dude. I play NBA 2K. I'm a huge gamer. I play NBA 2K on the PS5.
Okay.
And ever since the game has come out, they've had, soundtracks.
Okay.
And I think the last great soundtrack was a version in 2014. What I'm saying is, I'm sitting in my theater room.
Wait, for 9 years you've not had a good soundtrack on NBA 2K?
No.
I just caught that. All right.
So I'm sitting in my theater room, and they're playing a Kodak Black song, as well as other artists of this new generation. And I'm telling you, man, and I know, again, the term old head, I'm biased, I'm New York, blah, 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 blah. But I really went, I went, hold up now, let me really listen. And I listened. I tried as hard as I could. I put the controller down. I tilted my head closest towards the speaker. And I really tried, and it's pure trash. Like, I'm going, I cannot understand a single fucking word.
Okay. I like some of Kodak Black songs. I'm not a huge fan, but I like some of his stuff.
How old are you?
50.
That's just sad.
I like all new hip hop, man. I'm not sitting there and gonna just sit and listen to old music all day long. If something
Don't
is
say
hot,
old music, say quality. Quality.
Okay, but
listen,
there is lots of new quality music.
People say, that's old.
Right.
Luther Vandross, Patti LaBelle, old, but it's quality.
Rakim is old.
You still can listen to it. It stands the test of time.
Okay.
There's no way you're telling me, I put my life on it, Kodak Black ain't standing the test of time.
I think some of the songs. I mean, he's got heartfelt music, man. I mean, this is a guy who's gone through a lot and puts it into his music, and not every song is great, but there are some standouts out there. And, if you spend some time listening to his albums, I think you'll see that. But it may just not be your thing, and that's fine. I'm not going to try to convince you to be a Kodak Black fan, but I'm really more focusing, I'm focusing on the effect of the music, not the music itself, but as a total effect. You can't say that nobody listens to Kodak Black. He has no fans. He goes to shows. Nobody shows up.
I didn't say all that. Listen,
right. So I'm saying he's got a lot of fans, and he's got drug problems and legal problems in the same vein of a DMX.
Gremlins traveled in packs. Say, you still didn't want them around. They still were no good. So what the fuck does that mean?
You got to really see the Gremlins movie to really appreciate this statement right now.
That's what I'm saying, man. Because he can sell out a stadium to the stadium of idiots.
Okay. And he had a song called Super Gremlin, which really ties into this whole
Well, then
standard
that's
right now.
perfect.
All right, man. Well, I hope that Kodak Black gets it together, man. He's an artist that has a big following.
Dude, I recently did an interview with somebody, and it kind of blew up a little bit, where I was saying, in terms of these rappers and I not understanding them, I saw this. There was a show called Hustle and Flow or something on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, it was like a competition show where they would have rap judges from popular rap judges from each of their respective regions as judges. So in New York, it was like Cardi B and Jadakiss. In Chicago, it was Lupe Fiasco and my man, who's the one, Chance the Rapper,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And in Atlanta, it was Big Boy and T.I., and they also had a guest judge, Quavo. And at one point, there was a contestant who wasn't that great. He was garbage. And I guess T.I. put Quavo on the spot and said, hey, man, what you think of that artist? And Quavo said, man, why you gonna quiz me, lady? Do you know what I just said?
No.
He was trying to say, why are you going to quiz me like that? But he said, man, why you gonna quiz me, lady? And people I was arguing with when I posted it on my Instagram were going, hey, man, that's just the South. You got to be from here to know that. I said, no, that's ignorance. You butchering the human language. Because T.I., Big Boy, Andre 3000, all from the South. And you can understand them absolutely 100%. So don't blame that on the South. Don't make that a Southern thing. And then go, well, that's just a Southern accent. No, there's a difference between an accent and an audible. You can have an accent and be understandable. Being inaudible, completely different. How you gonna quit me, lady? You didn't even know what I said.
I mean, look. At the end of the day,
Me being black, there's a power that comes with blackness. Where even if you have, it may take you a minute to decipher, but your inner blackness figures it out. There's no way you would have figured that out. Because it took me 3 times to hear him and go, did this motherfucker just try to say quiz me like that?
Okay, so you understand every James Brown lyric you've ever heard the first time you heard it?
No, but I know soul.
Okay, because some of James Brown stuff is incomprehensible.
Okay, but I know soul.
Am I right though?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a song. There's a song from the movie when he does the scene where he has to perform before the Rolling Stones, and for a long time said, on your nigga on, stepping mute, but you're on your nigga on when you're stepping mute.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck he was saying.
I don't know what you're saying right now.
So I went and the lyrics. The first thing he says is, "Put your higher sneakers on." But what I heard was, "Put the higher nigga on." Now, did I understand it? No, but it moved me. The music, the way he moved, that shit touched your inner blackness where you went, you was feeling it, even though you might not have understood it.
But you can say the same thing about Migos sometimes.
No, but no.
Migos have a huge following, especially when they're together.
Again, you keep going to people's following. If you put 1,000 idiots in a room, you have 1,000 idiots.
So you're saying that the Migos do not have a huge black fan base?
Did I say that?
See what I'm saying? It's not just a bunch of white people at these shows.
Okay, but
there's a good amount, but I would say that their core fan base.
Did you
is
understand
black.
James Brown when he did interviews? You can't say you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so dude is being spoken to, and his reaction is, "How you gonna quit me, lady?" I'm not co-signing that.
Look, I remember when I first met Waka Flocka, I didn't totally understand him. You know what I mean? He had a real, serious Southern drawl, but actually, what I started to notice is the longer he stayed in the industry, the more articulate he got, and the more well-spoken he got. And
that's a good thing.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he was always a smart guy, but I just think that he just didn't have, the exposure to different cultures and kind of moving around. And at one point he kind of became somewhat of an international kind of guy, touring around with DJs and everything.
The goal in life is to get better.
Yeah.
Not go the other way. And I don't fault dudes who, listen, a lot of us come from poverty, not the best education, but the goal is to get better. The
Yeah.
goal is to travel and experience life. Like I remember I did a post one time. I hate when I go to certain cities and I hear black people go, "Welcome to my city. You in my city." Well, first of all, it's not your city. It's not yours. But secondly, it's like, dude, most of those people haven't left their block. They've never left the radius in which they live. So that comes with a certain mentality. It comes with a certain behavior, and it comes with inexperience. If you don't have a passport and you've never traveled and seen other parts of the world and experienced different cultures, what are you taking pride in? That you've never left your block?
Mm-hmm.
That you only live in this this certain particular area, and you've never or you've never had access to or never seemed to want access to something better?